Happy July 4th to all the beautiful souls out there tuned into Anlex TV's Barbecue Platter collab. So excited today. We have some delicious food that I'm going to eat. We're going to have good conversation. So I hope that you stay tuned and stay to the end of the video. We have some spicy teriyaki sticky ribs fall off the bone. We have turkey wings made in the air fryer using some Spanish seasonings. Absolutely delicious. We have some Jamaican style baked mac and cheese, Brussels sprout coleslaw, smoked pimento pork shoulder. So delicious. Ain't nothing to it but to get into it. So let's get into it. Barbecue is a long and slow process. And in the end of you journeying through taking care of that meat, seasoning it overnight so that the flavors develop, taking your time to cook it low and slow so that the meat gets nice and tender. At the end of that is the great result you have from taking your time. A lot of us cook with soul. That's why I say welcome to Anlex TV, where flavor meets soul. A lot of us cook with soul, right? And so all that time and effort that we put into the food, those of us who love to cook, or those of us who decorate our homes, we put so much into our creations that sometimes we need to put back into ourselves. We are God's creation. Hey, beautiful souls. Welcome to Anlex TV, where flavor meets soul. My name is Annie B, and in today's video, y'all, we have a barbecue platter, and we are taking part in our barbecue platter collab. Look how amazingly, I know you already saw the intro, but look at how amazingly delicious this all looks. We have ribs, we have turkey wings, we have pork, we have a nice coleslaw using Brussels sprouts. She's fancy, and a Caribbeanized baked mac and cheese right here on the side. And I wanted to keep it kind of traditional looking, even though this barbecue was made all in the oven, but with a nice smoky flavor from liquid smoke. I wanted to show that you can make a very delicious tender barbecue in the house in an oven, all right? Thank you to everyone who has decided to partake in this barbecue platter collab. Each of these things that we have here, you will get a video for the recipe. I want to dive into this, okay, nothing to it, but to get into it, all right? So grab a seat at the table, because around here, we go beyond the plate. Okay, where do I start? Okay, so not only is this collab about making something barbecue themed, but it also is about whatever trials and tribulations you are being faced with, whatever struggles that you're dealing with at the moment, and how you cope and how you wish to improve upon coping. All right, so before we get into that topic, let's dive in real quick. What do I want first? Oh my gosh. I want to try this mac and cheese. I don't have a fork. All right. All right, I'm going to show y'all. The mac and cheese probably isn't even warm anymore, but that's okay. That's okay. I'll usually only make mac and cheese during the Thanksgiving and Christmas holiday. But except for this, I'll make good mac and cheese. I haven't made it in a long time. It's creamy. You can taste the different spices in there, which is what I wanted. And then the crust on top, like you can taste the slight allspice. You can taste the scallions. You can taste a little bit of heat from the Scotch bonnet. So creamy, so good. Oh man, that is so good. Wow. And I sprinkled it with a little paprika over the top. And then here we have our Brussels sprout coleslaw. That is refreshing. It has great texture. Super good. A nice zest from the lemon juice. All right. And it has a little red onion, carrot, little sweetness from the carrot. Also add a little bit of sugar to offset the zest. A little Scotch bonnet. That is, listen. And now let's get into these ribs. Break it this way. Look at that, so juicy. Hope I'm not making a mess of myself. The meat is so tender, but it still has a little bite to it, which is how I like it. And then the sauce is seasoned perfectly. All the meats are seasoned overnight, which I don't normally do. But for this, I said, you know what? Let me season my meat overnight so it could be extra, extra delectable. So good. That teriyaki barbecue sauce is so good. Again, thank you to everyone who's joining in this collab. Like I said in my live, there's so much going on in the world. It's a lot of negativity, and we have to find the blessings in the small things. Seriously, because it's like it can truly overwhelm you. You can be overwhelmed with negativity. So I said, you know what? I haven't done created a collab in a long time, in some years actually. So I said, you know what? Let's do a collab. Let's do a giveaway. Let's create the environment that we want. I know what kind of environment I want, and that's the environment I'm trying to create through doing this collab. Being able to network and connect with like-minded people, and even people that could teach me something new. Like I've said, I'm always looking out the window. Always. I'm looking at my deck like always. You want a refreshing salad or coleslaw because it offsets the heaviness from the meat. But I'll tell you one thing. I am not mad at this meat at all. I got a fake little smoke ring. These are really good ribs. Really good. I saved the bone to my pork shoulder. Shout out to At Home with Lisa because she asked if I could make pork shoulder, like a Caribbeanized pork shoulder. So I did. So this is a smoked pimento pork shoulder, which of course has some jerk seasoning. This is, when I say this is tender, it is melting in my mouth, literally melting. You better make the most out of the stuff you make. All right. And then here we have some nice juicy pork meat. I love jerk seasoning. It's spicy, earthy, deep, intense in all the right ways. All those warm, earthy notes, a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of nutmeg. Even the soy sauce is just, so good. And then I have a little bit of fat here, which I gotta taste. I hope you all are having a good July 4th. So again, happy July 4th to all of you. All right, let's taste. I am not gonna eat all of this, just so y'all know. Ain't no way. Let's try the turkey wing. Then I'm gonna let you guys know a little something. Touch on this topic. And then go and enjoy my family. It's not July 4th when I'm recording this, but I'm a family guy. I spend time with my family every day. Unless I'm having one of the moody kind of days. Anyway, let's try this. Yum. Look at that. That air fry ain't no joke. It's tender. Ooh, the sazon. The zest. It was hot. This is the only thing that's really hot on here because I just took it out the air fryer. Tender. Okay. With a little bite to it. The sazon with the zest coming through. That crust. Woo! And I'm full too. All right, which leaves me. This is all good. It's too good. All right, I'm gonna take one more bite of this and get into this topic. All right, so you guys, trials and tribulations, your struggles, how do you cope with these things and how do you wish to improve upon it? I realize I struggle with patience, and not just with people, but with myself. Sometimes I'm very critical of myself and I expect a lot from myself unreasonably. I think that you should expect a lot from yourself more than you expect from other people, but not when it's unreasonable. I think one of the things that I'm learning from God is how to have compassion for myself, how to have grace, and how not to live a microwave kind of life, not to wish for microwave success, microwave funds. Just like barbecue, which is why I had this day, barbecue is a long and slow process. And in the end of you journeying through taking care of that meat, seasoning it overnight so that the flavors develop, taking your time to cook it low and slow so that the meat gets nice and tender. At the end of that is the great result you have from taking your time. Okay, the same way we show grace to the food that we make, a lot of us cook with soul. That's why I say, welcome to Anlex TV, where flavor meets soul. A lot of us cook with soul, right? And so all that time and effort that we put into the food, those of us who love to cook, or those of us who decorate our homes, we put so much into our creations, and sometimes we need to put back into ourselves. We are God's creation, and sometimes I forget to do that. One of my toxic ways of coping is not taking my time, staying busy. Sometimes I want to stay busy so that I no longer have to think about the things that I'm trying to rush. And a lot of the times for me, that is success in a certain kind of way, because I think that that is something that I picked up from my father, being overly ambitious, which can lead to you not feeling pleased or you being dissatisfied. With everything, there's always extremes. And so I'm living my life trying to find that happy balance. I believe that that is what God wants for us, balance, but he also wants us to understand that sometimes it is extremely difficult to find that balance outside of ourselves. And I think that is the reason we are meant to cultivate a sense of peace and patience and compassion and graciousness and mercy within ourselves. It's very hard to achieve certain things outside of us because we don't have control. And I think when I become impatient, I busy myself. I'm trying to distract myself from feeling like things aren't happening, feeling like time is moving without me. And one of the things I'm realizing is in the midst of things taking time, God is working. Not only is he building your character, but there's things that you cannot see. There's things that you don't understand. I remember Tanja wrote that underneath one of my videos where I talked about impatience, right? She said, God's timing is the right time. You don't see all that he sees. Imagine there was something you really wanted to do and you didn't get to, but you didn't know that if you went out there, maybe something bad would have happened to you. You know, we can't see the whole of everything. We can't see the whole story. All we see is what's right in front of us, what we want, our goals. And sometimes I'm an overachiever. I can be very ambitious. I don't think that being ambitious is bad, or excuse me, she's together. All right, I don't think being ambitious is a negative thing. Being someone who likes to achieve things isn't a negative thing. But when you are not allowing yourself to be in the present moment and to experience these the ups and downs of life, where you're not allowing yourself to experience it, that is where I feel like you are missing out. And so one of the ways I'm learning to cope is by, give me a minute, sorry. One of the ways I'm learning to cope is by pausing. And I had to look this up because I realized I was struggling with being in the present moment, constantly thinking about the next thing, constantly thinking about my goals. What can I do to achieve this? What can I do to achieve that? Sorry about that. I'm doing laundry and I keep hearing it going off, but I'm ignoring it because I'm so into the conversation. But yeah, I've had to look up a few ways to cope with these feelings. And so, because not only do I feel these things, but sometimes it can lead to depression, which I've spoken to you guys about before. And so what I've been trying to do is, not trying, what I've been doing is, Annie, what can you see right now? Name 5 things you can see. Name 4 things you can hear. Name 3 things you can feel, 2 things you can smell, 1 thing you can taste. It centers me, it gets me back to my center, it gets me back to me, gets me back in the present. When you're constantly in your head, you're not living in the moment. You can't be. So if you are someone where you overthink, you're constantly in your head, you're constantly thinking about the next thing, you like to busy yourself. If you're someone who loves to stay busy, you are probably distracting yourself from feelings that you do not want to feel. And I know the feeling. And so another great way that I cope is prayer. All right. I have also unhealthy ways of coping, which is eating extensively. I can eat, I can cook, and I can eat. All right. Food to me, I want food not only to continue to be my happy place, one of my happy places, but I want it to be my happy place in a healthy way. You know, knowing when to stop. Sometimes when you feel like you don't have control in your life in other ways, you pick up poor habits. So it makes you feel like you're in control, but it's a false sense of control. True control is discipline. But that's not how a lot of us are brainwashed in some way, shape, or form, and feeling like control is overeating. Control is when we can go out and buy things, when we can drink, and all types of things, you know, collecting things. Some people hoard, and there's a lot of toxic ways that we can cope that sometimes goes over the radar. And so I think it's important to find healthy ways to cope. Prayer for me, talking to God, that's almost like my diary. Someone who, yes, he judges me, but not he doesn't judge me to put me down. He judges me to correct me. He judges me to give me conviction when I'm falling off track, when I'm getting too depressed, when I'm not allowing myself to receive his goodness and give his goodness back into humanity. He puts me in line. And so, yeah, I think I'm going to wrap this up because I've been on here for a little minute, but I hope that something I said resonated with you and gave you a different way of thinking about your pain, thinking about your struggles. Sometimes if you're alive and you're well, you are given a chance. Every day, wake up and be grateful for that chance. It's so hard to be grateful in a world where you just are consuming so much darkness in what we watch and the things people say. It's everywhere. And so you have to choose to be the light. I know that sounds cliche, but it's so real. You have to choose to be the light in the midst of all this darkness and all this violence and all this negativity. It's a choice. That is where your control comes from you choosing to be the opposition to something that is toxic for humanity in general, right? So like I said, just like barbecues, long, slow, the result is exactly what you want. Tender, delicious meat, right? Tender, delicious, whatever. I even allowed my coleslaw to sit overnight and develop, delicious flavors. And sometimes taking your time breeds the results you truly want. All right, so just remember that. So thank you again to everyone who has joined in on this collab. I don't know everyone yet who's joining in. That's why I don't have a list of names, but I will create a playlist for every single person that joined the collab, and not only joined, but tag me. Because if you tag me, that is the only way I'll know that you joined the collab. Also, the giveaway is now closed. Thank you to everyone who has joined the giveaway. It closed on Tuesday, July 1st. Thank you to every single person who has joined the giveaway. I look forward to going live with you all and choosing the winners on July 14th. 15th. So I love you guys. I appreciate every single one of you. I pray that you all are blessed, even in the midst of your struggles, even in the midst of your trials and tribulations. I pray that you can incorporate more peace, more being in the present, more of God's goodness, his grace, and his undeserved kindness. I pray that you can, manifest these things into your life. I truly do. And I thank you all. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I know it was quick. I know I didn't eat a whole lot, but like I said, she's working on not eating too much, baby girl. I'm trying to get slim, okay? So anyway, again, I pray that you all are doing well. God bless and peace. This is so good. This is so good.